It's your girl Tart.
I'm Diamond.
And I'm Key.
And you are listening to Clownin with My Cousins podcast, where we have candid conversations on relationships, culture, and so much more.
You know, the kind of conversations you have with your favorite cousin.
So get ready to clown with my cousins.
So let me ask you something. If you had a friend when you were single who you know has fucked another one of her friends' men, but you like, I'm still kicking on her. That wasn't me. When you get a man, do you drop this friend? Or do you just not bring that friend around your man?
The thought is not going to just leave your mind.
Or do you drop the friend, or do you... or
that's a hotel room. You can't stay
right. That's that real shit. That's that real refrigerator in the room. Hey.
That ain't got nothing to do with my man. That's
okay, girl, she's clearly needing something.
That's okay. I got her.
But that's just interesting, though. You know, I'm like, I wonder. Because, you know people.
Yeah, that's definitely not... it's not...
Because we're okay with keeping those kind of friends. Some of those kind of friends when we single. As single women. I might not do what the fuck she doing, but that's her life. You know what I'm saying? We single, she like, you fuck with another one of your friends, bitch. I might be judging in my head, but bitch, with my man, I
wouldn't be close to them to where they come into my house like that. I mean,
but if you're single, you still wouldn't be close to them like that?
No, because I'm not gonna be single forever.
I mean, yes. So
I don't want them to ever think that we gonna be close and then I have to back away from them like that. I'm just gonna keep them at a distance. Period. Because I'm not looking to be single forever, and I don't want them to think, oh yeah, we kicking it now, and then now we...
So what if it was a cousin or a family member of yours that you was cool with and close to, and you found out that they fucked one of their best friends' people? I mean, at this point, that's your family. Are you gonna think to yourself like, oh well, I'm not gonna kick you with you that hard? And you gonna be like, well, I would never think that you would do me like that.
I'm not gonna kick it with you that hard. You know me. I'll be with my man.
I try not to allow the stories that people tell me about their life and judge them and hold them accountable to those standards, because they may have had a moment in their life where that's what they wanted to do, or whatever the case
where
is.
Did wisdom
but
take you? Because it didn't take me there. It took me where she went.
I have a man who's with me, or that I'm with, that at the end of the day, if she can con you out of anything or whatever the case is, you're just not my man.
Yeah, true.
I mean, but you can't say that because at the end of the day, you can't say that and then in the same sentence be like, but we're all human. Bitch, how?
We are all human.
Yeah,
but there are some boundaries in life.
Diamond said it might be something that he just, going through and then oops. No,
you're not gonna oops with a friend or family member. That goes back to the conversation that you had regarding Steve Harvey's daughter. When she just up and leave a relationship.
This is different from you being married and being in a relationship. Hell yeah, in a relationship, hell yeah, I can walk away. But when you take vows, see, your problem is that you don't view marriage. You view marriage as a relationship. When marriage is deeper and it's a more spiritual and it's a more tying thing, right? And you take vows, and then those vows through sickness and health, through death, do us part, my nigga. Like, we gonna work through whatever. Mm-hmm. So you can't sit up here and have the Lori Harvey mindset when you're married, because bitch, you're supposed to be able to work through anything with your spouse.
That's the point of marriage.
Why come you can't do that? I don't understand why you can't do that in a relationship. In the relationship and in the marriage, when there is something that messes up your whole brain where you cannot bypass it. I don't care what type of counseling you done. If you cannot bypass it, it is over. And I don't care if I'm married or not. I will not be forced into something I can't get over. If I cannot get past it, it is not going to grow from there.
I believe that I am quicker. I believe that I am quicker, and I have never been married, but I believe that I am quicker to dismiss a nigga in a relationship than I would be a husband. You know what I'm saying?
So like, no matter what.
Because you said, in a marriage,
but when you're
you get that.
You said that you can't. You said something you can't get over, but if y'all were to, in the marriage or in the relationship, whatever, in the marriage. What's the difference between you getting over it after the marriage than getting over it in the marriage? Because you don't have to be together. When you marry, you can be separated, and he can be over here, you can be over here. So what's the difference of you getting over it being married and then or just getting over it not being married?
Well, if I am able to forgive you, for so to say, and not be your wife anymore, I don't necessarily have to. I don't have to deal with you on a day-to-day basis. We're not. There's no intimacy that I have to cringe to because I'm not comfortable in my space. I now have my space. I have my peace of mind.
But being separated is the same thing, is it not? You guys aren't
being separated,
as in two different locations. Y'all still married legally.
Yeah, because marriage don't just become divorced the next day, bitch. That ain't.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
What's the difference
if you were if you had these issues and you were married but just separated?
Right, and then you said, oh, okay, well, I can get. What is the difference between you getting over it and y'all being divorced because y'all divorced, but you getting over it and y'all being separated? Because it's the same thing, right? Y'all not living in the same area. So
you're putting the example out there that just because you're married, you don't necessarily have to get a divorce and move on. Separation is a real thing in marriage.
And what if you don't see that ever happening, like you guys separating for a while and then you'll be able to get over it and coming back together?
My peace of mind, well, I don't know if I would. It's very possible. I mean, I think that in even a relationship or in a marriage, I'm not saying, oh, this is happening, I'm hitting the road. I am going to do everything in my power all the way to the very end. But if it does not work, I'm out. I don't care about that. But I'm not
doing all of that in a relationship compared to in a marriage.
With the...
Hazel.
Yeah, but what makes you quick to leave because you're not married and you're in a relationship? What makes you quicker to just bounce? Because why? Because it's not legal. You're not legally bond. You're not going to.
No, because we didn't take the same vow. We didn't go before God and make a promise to one another, bitch. At this point, all you're telling me is you're sorry in a relationship compared to I know that we took a vow and we did these things in front of God.
Yeah, we made this covenant.
We made a bond in front of God saying that we would give everything and try to work everything out. Compared to in a relationship and you just, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be better.
Because when we in a relationship, I feel like
because I feel like
this must not be the one.
This must be some. This has got to be on a personal opinion because you make this as if I can't sin with this or I can't make this decision because I'm doing this in front of God. I'm making vows. You're not supposed to be sinning either, but we do, and we do what we want to do. Period.
That is very true.
And so regardless, and if last time I checked, I mean, I don't read the Bible that much, but last time I checked, all sins are created equal. So what's the problem?
Yes,
because I took a vow in front of I don't buy it.
I understand all of that and what you're saying, but at the end of the day, for me, I understand that when I become married, things fucking change, and most people be like, "Oh, well, why would they change from a relationship to a marriage?" Well, they do. That shit just happens.
Mm-hmm. How does it change?
Because it does.
How?
Your relationship has now leveled. So when you first,
because now y'all share the same.
So let me give you an example.
Okay.
When it comes to the dating scene, right? You go through talking, you go through dating multiple people, you go through exclusivity, right? We're exclusive. It's just me and you, monogamous. Then we go into relationship. Your next step is supposed to be marriage. That's where your level is. That is a level. Relationship ain't the last fucking level. It's marriage. And then when you get to that marriage state, that's saying that me and you against the world forever. That's not in a relationship state.
Why not?
Because it's not.
Because why is not?
Because why would it be?
Why isn't it?
I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, it's me and you against the world in a relationship. No, hell no. I'm never gonna put all my eggs. I'm never gonna put all of my eggs in one basket in a relationship. But when I say that I'm getting married, I'm putting all my eggs in that basket.
You only feel that way because you feel like in a relationship it's too easy to walk away.
Is it not? Because well, maybe it is. And for me, I had that mind frame. My mindset says that if you fuck me over too bad in a relationship, I can walk the fuck away and I don't have to worry about going to counseling and possibly healing. And if I'm done, I'm done. But in a marriage, I understand that level for me, that was me putting all of my eggs in that basket. And I'm like, damn. Bitch, you literally gotta ride this shit to the well.
So you know what?
Bitch, I don't have to be a ride guy in a relationship.
So what I'm hearing is, if you get married and your husband wants a divorce, that you might as well count you as deceased because you ain't gonna be able to bounce back from it.
No, I'm not saying I'm not gonna be able to bounce back because this bitch right here can bounce back from anything. But let me tell you something: if my husband is so quick to divorce at that point, the way that I did my vows ain't the same way that you did your vows, and that's okay. I'm not going to hold anybody who doesn't want to be held. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to me, if I'm fucked over in this situation, in a relationship versus in a marriage, I'm not going to ride the same way that I would. It's just not who the fuck I am.
And that's how marriage is for me.
Limitations on love and how you're going to love someone depending on what.
But it's not on just love. It's on status.
Baffles me. It doesn't make any sense to me.
But that's what marriage is for me, though. It's me deciding that I'm wanting to work any and everything out with you. Why
don't you have that mindset in a relationship?
Because I don't.
Because you feel like because you don't have assets, because you don't have anything to hold accountable to that person.
I don't know this person in a relationship. We get in a relationship.
You don't think so? You think that you have to get married to learn each other?
You're still learning each other when you're married.
So what does that paper do for you that stops your learning process in the relationship portion versus being in a marriage? What stops it? Because to be honest, my honest opinion says that when people get married, that shit reverse all the way back. You feel like you've accomplished what it is that you've always wanted, which was the marriage, and now you feel like it is okay to relax. And that's what people are doing in their marriage.
Yeah, they are.
I know.
But I don't feel like, that's not me. I'm not going to relax ever.
But I think
because like I said, I'm going to date you forever and you going to date me forever. Or we shouldn't be together because that's the marriage I want.
But no, I'm going to tell you a conversation that I had with a woman who is now married, right? She ended up marrying an older man who, provides for her and blah, blah, blah. She found him to be the man that she wanted to marry, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. But like she said, at the end of the day, this is different from me being in a relationship with him and being married. She said, and I didn't understand it at that time. So she was like, in a relationship, at any point in time where I feel like this shit ain't working, I don't owe you a conversation. I don't owe you shit. I'm not obligated to give you a bitch ass thing. I can just dip on your motherfucking ass. Right? But in a marriage, I know damn well I just can't get up and fucking walk away because it's not that fucking simple.
Because I chose it.
Because I chose this.
Right. Those are her limitations on the love that she gives. So when she's in relationships, it's for fun and giggles, clearly.
But it's not just for fun and giggles. That shit is real. So the example that she
gave.
Your
marriage is I can't leave so easily, so I have to. But in my relationships, I do.
Nobody has to, but in my mind,
I'm not like I go out here dating this person. I've been in about 3 relationships. I'm 37. 3 real relationships in my entire life. I've played around with a lot of niggas. But my relationships I've actually given my heart to technically it's only been 2 that I've really given my heart to.
And if you'd have been married to either one of them, one of them niggas, that nigga would have rolled for that fucking marriage through it all, through whatever. He wouldn't have been quick to leave. And if you was married to that nigga would still, you and that nigga would still be married today. But because you and that nigga was in a relationship, it was easier for that nigga to move the fuck on.
Mm-hmm. And that's where his love showed for me. I can't. That's his. That was
because
his level
in that moment you gave him an ultimatum, and he was just like, "I'm not you." And at that very moment,
who gave him an ultimatum? Which one? Who are we talking about?
The first one.
The very first one?
Yeah, the very first one. The ultimatum. Her, me.
No, that wasn't no fucking ultimatum. I didn't give that nigga no ultimatum.
You didn't give him the ultimatum, her or me?
I didn't give him no ultimatum.
There wasn't an ultimatum?
I told him how I felt about a certain situation. He decided to move
So you should stop talking. You should stop dealing with this person, blah, blah, blah. And that person did what?
You should stop dealing with this person?
Yeah, stop dealing with this person.
What are you saying?
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Confused.
Stop talking to this person. I don't understand why you're communicating with this person. You shouldn't be talking to this person.
Now?
No, back then. When you found the fuck out, bitch, it was a fucking ultimatum.
No, there wasn't no ultimatum. Bitch, I was about to whoop that nigga's ass. What are you saying? There was no ultimatum. What ultimatum did I give him? What was the ultimatum?
It wasn't a her.
It was not a her. It wasn't a her.
You didn't tell him to stop talking.
No, this was a hey. This is how I'm feeling about this situation. This is what I'm believing. This is this. It got to a point to it was a disrespectful thing, and I wasn't okay with it.
But if they're together, why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she say?
But at that point, were y'all together or were y'all on a break trying to figure shit out?
And he decided to go fuck on that bitch while we were on that break. So what's the point?
My point exactly.
What's the point?
My point is...
I'm still waiting.
My point is, he felt no obligation to you. But guaranteed, if that man would have been married to you, he would have, I feel, with knowing this person, he wouldn't have did that shit.
Yeah, because he had too much to lose. Which also, again, back to my point, states that where's your love at for me, for real? Because you feeling like that, you know, all your things is keeping you with me. It ain't got shit to do with your love for me. And another thing on that particular example, it's a bad example to let you know, because that was young love. In young love, I had young thoughts and I did different shit.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I am at a new place.
Yes.
Okay, but
wisdom.
But we are gonna go back, because I mean that's what you're stating. But that's a perfect example to let you know again. Where do your real love stand at? Where does it really stand? Because yeah, he's still thinking about this, and this. And if he didn't have those contracts, those vows, or AKA whatever it is, he would have went and did what the fuck he did.
Because that was a different level of love.
Because it was clearly it was.
That you were never going to get to because you didn't take that next step.
I don't want no one to love me and feel like that they ready to go out and do this, that, and the third, and decide to change their mind because they got too much to lose, and they too much to lose. I'm not on the fucking list.
And how can she go to the next step when it's his step to take?
Well, my thing is, and I understand that it's his step to take, but my thing is that when a man, and I feel like when a man is ready to take that next step, he is basically saying
he will do it.
He will do it, but not only that, he is basically saying that he is willing to work through everything, and he's not saying that he is a perfect
and
ass man.
And I can appreciate that.
But he is saying
marriage. That marriage comes to me. Like I said,
that's the marriage that I talk about.
No, bitch, I just talked about it, called your ass out about we've been in this relationship for 15 goddamn years, and either by the end of the fucking year, you gonna marry me or you not. If that nigga didn't do it, if he couldn't figure that shit out on his own, his shit was not for you.
And I'm leaving, bitch. That's not, I'm out of there.
15 years is too long. I've been
Thank you. And I'm out of there. It wasn't up to you. Yes, I told you what my motherfucking plan was. You can come to me in year 16 of me being gone and be like, I'm ready. No, bitch, I'm out.
I'm already married.
Gone. Do you see what I'm saying?
Married. Sorry. Next case.
I already wiped the fuck up because this nigga over here was motherfuck ready. And that nigga who was motherfucking ready said, listen, I don't want to just date you and have my love just stop at the dating and relationship phase, because my love for you has grown to a point where I only fucking want you. But that's not to say that I'm not human and I could possibly fuck up, because guess what? Women fuck the fuck up too.
And I understand that. I never said that you have to understand.
That's my idea of a marriage. I understand that I'm willing to work that shit out, but when I'm in a fucking relationship and I can tell, and I've been in a relationship for 5, 10, 15, 20 fucking years, bitch. No, that love, you're not ready to level the fuck up on your love for me.
That's
which
right.
means that your love is not unconditional for me. And at this point, it comes with conditions. So and again, I cannot just accept your conditions
if you can,
in a fucking relationship, because in a marriage, I understand that you leveled the fuck up for me.
If you are not growing within your relationship, that's another level of something else that can be bothering to you. Which
is why I said I'm easier to work shit out in a marriage than I am in a relationship. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't for me.
It does for me, because in my mind you showed me that you were ready to love me past.
What y'all saying?
You were ready to love me.
I'm not taking your yes for a valid answer. You ain't heard shit.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna always work harder in my marriage than I am in a relationship. But not only that,
like I said, when it's a level up, you are basically saying that you are willing to love me unconditionally. In a relationship, you're not ready to take that step. You still love me under conditions. I don't give a fuck what it is, because if it was unconditional, you would be okay with taking that next step, saying, listen, it's only you. In a relationship, they might sit up here and say, oh yeah, it's only you, but as a man, I don't know a real man who don't want to be married.
That's what I'm saying, maybe they
aren't a step.
They're not getting married because
real man.
Maybe they're not getting married because they don't have that love for you
and they can't offer you that unconditional love. So then at that point, your love for them is always going to be conditional in a relationship.
But when you are in love with someone in a relationship, you know that your mental knows that man is not, by his actions, his moves, you know everything, because you are in love with him. You show those actions.
Which is why it's easier for me to walk the fuck away if you fuck
know up. that man in his actions, if he has that love for you, to where if you're dumb enough to just sit there in a relationship, again, don't take it as, oh my God, and we're in a relationship, we're loving dovey, and we're here, and we're never gonna do anything, but I know he loves me. No, don't take it in that aspect, because I know that the man for me, I'm going to recognize that real love. I am going to be able to recognize it.
Okay, I got a question.
But you're saying that you had it, but if you had it, what was your level of love?
Listen.
Are you saying that you never had? Are you telling me that you've never had real love?
Here goes this comment again. My love was genuine, yes.
Your love for them was real.
I have realized that,
but their love wasn't.
So
1 plus 2 was 4, and it didn't add up. I get. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so my question is, how do you know, like 15 years in? Because I don't know if y'all seen about the preacher that proposed to his 28-year girlfriend.
Girl at church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, so
she
how? How do you know?
Bitch, get on social media.
She don't know.
Can we do a one-on-one?
Bitch, you know I be on top of it. Because when I see that, I said, look at this shenanigans. In front of the church.
I can't.
Fuck you, nigga.
Okay, what happened?
Go ahead.
Den of thieves. That's what Jesus was talking about when he walked in and flipped the table.
Okay.
But anyway.
And the Lord know to give me the strength to flip a table on the beat. You hear me? Okay.
Anyways, how do you know? Like, year 15, 16,
you have 17, to know for yourself.
18.
But again, I think that goes back to her. How do you know
that's what you, like, it's going to happen?
It goes back to what she said. You have to know that man, because I believe that as women, intuition is a real thing. And intuition for a woman and a man are two different things. And I believe that they work differently. Yeah. But you know intuition, and you know that man, because as a woman, when you get into a relationship, and if you are serious about this relationship, you pay attention.
Yep.
And you watch how that man move, and you watch how that man groove. So you gonna
marry you eventually.
No.
You gotta know. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to hold them, bitch. You gotta know. Bitch, play your hand right.
Come on, I was with the shit.
Shit. I don't know. And you gotta know when to tell yourself, bitch, he can say whatever the fuck he want to, but his actions and what he's giving me every day,
and how
is never gonna his idea of I'm gonna marry you one day
is that
ain't one day ain't never a day that he ever seen.
That's right.
Because
there's
if
not
I
going to
tell
be
a
a red
man,
flag, there's not going to be boops, there's not going to be, there's not, and like you said, there's people are human,
and
we understand human mistakes, but you're still able to be able to work around that and still see who you're really dealing with if you have a clear mind. You have your peace of mind, you know what's going on. Anytime you lose that in the space and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, then you can be blindsided. I'm not saying you can be blindsided in this process, but at the end of it all, you'll know. You will know.
But not only that, the way that I believe that the way that men get to wanting to marry somebody versus the way that women get is two different avenues.
I think after 28 years, you're settling. You're like, well, I guess I'm not going to marry anyone else, so I might as well put a ring on her finger.
I mean, that
happens too. But I think that you feel that energy as well.
Yes, but also if your man is communicating with you and he's like, babe, I'm not where I am in my life, in my goals, in my this, in my that, but you can see that man over 10 to 20 years focusing on those goals and going goal driven and driving, then at that point, you know that he's at a point now where it's just like, boom, right? Boom, this is the perfect time. Because I see, and then it happens, you be like, damn, I know I stuck around the right amount of time. But if that nigga's like, I got to get to my goals, and that nigga ain't going towards not a now goal, bitch, he ain't looking for it. No,
that makes sense. Okay, I get that. Because I would really want you to be where you should be before marrying me. So
yeah, because I don't ever want to be married to somebody who is ever doubting, like, oh shit, my shit wasn't right. Oh shit, I jumped into some shit too soon. Oh shit. Because at this point, you still have conditions. You are still loving me with condition, under the condition of as long as I can do this, as long as I can do that, as long as I can get this, as long as I can get that. When in my mind, when a man is coming to you and he's proposing to you, that man is like, I don't give a fuck about shit that's out here. It's you.
But what if
at the end of the day, when it's you, I'm a rock and I'm gonna go hard for you because this is what I want, and I understand that with this, everything else is gonna come because with the woman that you are, you're gonna push me to that, you're gonna guide me to that, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and as a man, I'm gonna step the fuck up and I'm gonna lead us to that. Not I gotta get there and I can't have you with me till I get there. Hell no, bitch, hell no.
So why not marry them then, so you guys can take that ride together as No.
Because like we talked about earlier, sometimes when people grow, you grow apart.
So you just want to make sure that y'all gonna grow together.
Hell yeah, but as a woman, you also, as you're paying attention, because again, your intuition is gonna speak. You can see this man growing in a goal and in a career, and you can be like, damn.
But you still again wanted to do all of that before marriage, as if like marriage just settles like again in this fantasy, it's just gonna settle it all. Like none of these things can come in your marriage with a person who's already set in their ways or already set with their goals and accomplishments. Like things never change; they change.
Yes, I understand in a marriage things change. People change. So from what I've read and the research that I've done, no matter what, people are going to change around every 5 to 7 years anyway. Mm-hmm. As you should grow. But the thing about growing individually in a relationship is that people are
skipping steps is what they're doing. The reason why shit does not work.
I believe that people in a relationship, and this is just honest, in a relationship, even for me, in a relationship, I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket in a relationship. I'm just not. And I don't expect a man to put all his eggs in my basket.
You don't do that in the beginning of the relationship. That's understood. But once you're actually in a relationship...
I've done that before.
So then what's the point?
I've done that before, and that shit blew the fuck up just as you have. So there's no way in a relationship...
So you're still holding...
So when I become married, at that point, I know that the commitment that I am and the woman that I am okay with putting all my eggs in one basket at that very moment.
But you don't see that as... it's like you training yourself to always have an
that
out.
Wall. It's all exactly. While you're in the relationship.
Yeah, while you're in the relationship.
When you get in the marriage, you're just supposed to you're just setting yourself up to say, oh, I'm gonna rock solid. You ain't lived that life. You cannot skip the motherfucking steps. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so I see. But in my mind, why though? Like, I just don't understand. Because again, like I continue to say, and I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I know that I haven't lived that life. But I also understand that when it comes to things, right?
You can't just switch.
I have a Lori Harvey mindset while I'm dating. As I'm dating in a relationship, I have a Lori. Going forward, I have a Lori Harvey mindset. You fuck up and I feel like it's something that I can't do, I can deuce the fuck out. But I know, again, if I've gotten to the point of marrying you, then that means at some point in the relationship, I did put all my eggs in a basket, because in order for me to say yes, all my eggs had to be there. Yes? Mm-hmm. So I know that at some point there was enough trust, there was enough communication, there was enough something for me to be like, all the fuck in, bitch.
And sometimes you don't even notice it until... You're like, oh dang, I ain't even been. Yeah, it's just been me and you rocking. Okay,
you nasty, just like me.
Right? So she nasty.
Oh my god.
So for me, it's more like once I'm in a marriage, I still have a Lori Harvey mindset, but my mindset for Lori Harvey is not that I'm walking away from my marriage if you fuck up, but it's more of I'm willing to do and go to any heights to fix my shit.
But once I've reached the motherfucking cliff,
yeah,
you jumping.
Well, that's anybody. That's why divorces happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying once I get into a marriage, I could never possibly get divorced. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just saying that if I can see myself, and this is just what it is. At some point in a relationship, we give. We are continuous to give, and we can see that at some point we stop giving in a relationship. That don't mean that we leave that relationship, right? But we not putting in as much effort as we would.
Because at this point you're watching.
You're paying attention. And in a marriage, yes, you are still paying attention, but you're also not only just paying attention, but you're putting in work. Mm-hmm. Because you understand that in order for this shit to work, it's not as easy as me just up and one day walking away.
But I do that throughout my steps of my life, is what I'm saying, when I'm in a relationship. I don't lead what you just did, the work out because I'm in a relationship. I put in everything. If I'm dedicated to you, I'm dedicated to you. I'm dedicated to you with or without that paperwork. And I'm going to be able to see you for what it is, over time or whatever the case is.
I think I'm loyal through both, but I'm not. I'm very loyal. I'm not and maybe this is a wall for me, and maybe this is something that is self-reckoning, but I'm not as dedicated as I feel I would be in a marriage. But again, I've never been married, so I can't tell you. I've never been in the thick of it.
My confusion is, if you leave out the work and everything that you would do in your marriage out of the dating process, how do you skip that and get
straight to marriage?
That point that's what I was saying.
Right.
Marriage.
But that's why she said you're still dating this person every day. So regardless of, at some point when you're dating and you're in a relationship, you know whether or not you're ready to be married, right? You know whether or not that's a step that you want to take. And for you, because you don't see, you only see marriage as a piece of paper, for you a relationship is suffice.
It's not necessarily.
Yeah, bitch, make up your mind.
Because but marriage is not a necessity.
Marriage is literally waking up every day choosing that person.
I gotta get married. It's not on my brain like that. Would I like to be married? Absolutely, I would like to be married. But
it ain't on our brain like that. You think it's on our brain like that?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Girl, why? Bitch, I'm going to Miami on Thursday. You think I fell in love with somebody who doesn't even know my name?
Because at the end of the day, when I say it's not on my mind like that, I would love that feeling of having someone else's last name. We want it, and I believe that our want
would you take their last name? Because I
wasn't even thinking about their last name. I just want the life partnership.
You just want what?
The life partnership.
Would I take that last name?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to take somebody's last name.
Yeah, I'm taking the last name.
I'm definitely taking the last name for sure.
I might want to hyphenate it.
There's nothing wrong with that, I guess.
I mean,
y'all sneer y'all nose at So if y'all last name was
Gaskowski.
Yeah, hell no. That shit don't ring a bell for me. That shit gotta ring.
That's my husband.
That shit gotta ring my motherfucking bell. If it don't ring my bell, that bitch gotta be hyphenated. Now your shit can still be at the end. But it ain't no Zazowski, bitch. Do I look like a Zazowski? Hell no.
Oh my gosh. See, that's why.
I look like a Musk.
The last name don't matter.
Like Elon Musk. You know.
If it's my husband, I'm going to wear my name loud and proud. Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Brittany Dick.
Whatever. I can go with the last name Dick.
Whatever last name, I don't care.
I don't care. I'm
Miss Dick, that's me.
I'm not marrying him.
Is this Miss Dick? It is.
No.
Thank you for calling the Dick residence. How may we suck it? You know, it's something that I could at least live up to. You know what I'm saying?
That is so terrible.
I'm just saying.
Welcome to the Dick's home, Mother Dick's. Hello.
Can I take your dick? Period. Oh,
can you imagine the hashtags for that wedding, Lord?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I have a good time.
come celebrate with Dick.
Why you got started?
We are joined together. The Dick. I'm telling y'all right now, let me find somebody with the last name Dick. I'm going to ride.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
for the wedding so I can look at all y'all and be like,
oh my
the Dick.
goodness. Wedding crashers. We going this wedding crashers.
He got any cousins? It's plenty of them dicks.
I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna eat it all up.
Oh my gosh.
Even his daddy is a dick. You hear me?
Oh my gosh. You are so silly.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not really worried about a last name per se. Like, if the nigga pushed the issue, I'd be like, okay, well, fuck it, I'll drop my last name, because people who get divorced go back to their maiden name, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if that shit is off the fucking wall, I'm gonna be a little in my feelings.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be sad about giving up my last name, but
yeah,
I'm gonna do
it's losing a part of you.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, that's my dad's last name. Like, that's my family. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, I wear my last name proud. Period.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just saying for me.
Yeah, bitch, I'm looking at y'all trying to figure out what your eyes were doing.
I didn't say anything, bitch.
I don't know.
I mean, it's the only name that I've known. So for me, it's more like damn, you gotta lay that bitch to rest.
Right.
But I think that also with where my heart will be, because if I say yes, my heart has to be there. So then I'm okay with taking that step.
Yeah, same.
Especially for the last name, Dick. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Especially for I like it.
For the financial benefits.
We're going with Musk.
Checking the cash, bitch. What I used to tell y'all all the time, cash the fuck out, bitch. Check mark, bitch. Money ain't everything.
It ain't.
But money solve a lot of things.
It does. It solves everything, actually.
Money make my pussy rain.
Oh my God.
I'm a poet.
Oh yeah, we about to have a good night.
Oh goodness.
Oh, come on, Miami's. Yeah. Whew, that's hard.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
So if you
Go
I hate
ahead.
talking to you because this bitch said to death do us part. But if you were married and you had to get a divorce, would you change your last name back or would you still keep his name?
No.
I would change my name.
think
I mean,
I'm
unless
going
I'm
back.
Tina Turner.
I'm going back to my roots.
Well, it depends on what he doing, for real.
Yeah.
Because if he's like a
Yeah.
Rockefeller or something,
Or a Musk or a Gates.
okay, I'm keeping that. It depends.
Or a Winfrey.
I can definitely say that.
Look, or a Winfrey.
I mean, I'm just saying. It depends on,
Depends on how much. It depends on how much weight that last name holds.
So
Exactly.
Because bitch, I could still make money with or without you, or just on your last name.
only if you have that last
Exactly.
name. Why you wouldn't be able to make still make the same money on your?
Because bitch, they don't know you as that name, bitch. Let your name come up in the tabloid. Who the fuck is that? Oh, but let that name in big bold letters.
Musk.
Shekinah Gates. They gonna be like, ain't that Bill Gates old bitch? What she doing now?
Not
And
only
you sitting up there
that,
like this.
what if y'all was together? You started foundations and you started all kind of businesses
Yeah.
with that last name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm keeping my name.
You
Like
now,
Tina
do you
Turner,
understand the assets, bitch?
Like Tina Turner, she said she keeping her name.
And her real name was Anna Mae Bullock.
Exactly.
I mean, but if you change your name, that doesn't mean that you're still not the owner. You got to change what the last name. All you got to do is go in and change the last name on all of your certificates of whatever.
That
it is that
bitch
you
changed
own.
her whole fucking name.
Who you talking about? Tina? Oh yeah, I know. That's what I know. She said she was gonna keep her last name.
Hell yeah, that bitch said you
else.
can have everything else because I know that my name is gonna bring me motherfucking cha-ching.
She knew how much weight that her name held.
And so did he, which is why he wanted that bitch back.
Exactly. That's why he
should've kept
wanted
her
it back.
damn last name. She got her ass beat for that last name. She better keep that shit.
Yeah, she did. She got that ass whooped for that last name. But let me tell you something else. Them ass whoopings compared to them checks, that bitch got paid off that last name.
She did, and still is.
To this day, and you know Tina Turner.
Exactly.
But you walk in the street and say Anna Mae Bullock, people gonna look at you and be like, who the fuck? Unless you black, because you know we didn't see what's love got to do with
That
it.
made me think of that scene, baby. That was life. It got them tears and that mad face, baby. Just, I'm just getting ready to do this. Right.
You talking about when she run across the street in them heels?
No, bitch. I'm talking about when
Girl, that's
in the
my favorite
limo.
part. Doom, doom, doom.
In the limo?
Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. I remember it. Miss Turner in that lobby, and that bitch running across the street. She's following in the bitch.
I did extra.
I said, run, bitch, run.
I don't have a lot of money. I just need a room. Here, take this.
I swear. I'll
Girl.
pay it all back. That man said, get Miss Turner a room.
Yeah, that movie was great.
Yeah, it was. Y'all know we play too much. Did y'all see it? Sing, bitch.
Actresses.
Put us on. That's all I can say.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, ladies, let's wrap this one up. What's y'all's final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'll let you start. You
Learn how to love and take the correct steps into doing so.
I'll add to that. Learn how to love unconditionally. Leave them conditions alone. As well as use your wisdom and your knowledge. Don't be naive.
And I'm just gonna say, don't hang around people you can't trust. Like, what's the point?
What's the point?
What is the point?
If you can't trust
men
them hoes,
included, your man included.
Period.
Because he a hoe too. If you can't trust them hoes, get rid of them hoes.
That sounds like Lil Webby. Lil Webby saying, Lil Weeby.
Lil Weeby.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Clownin with My Cousins podcast.
Make sure you check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Got something you want to discuss? Hit us up in the DM.
Bye.